Good morning, students. Today we will discuss from the diary of Anne Frank. So what is diary writing? In a diary, we share all our thoughts, our feelings, our sad moments, our happy memories, our little secrets without any restrictions and without any inhibitions. It becomes a part and parcel of our existence, our own little world, our friend with whom we can share anything and everything without any fear of being judged. So diary can be our true friend who is there for us always. Similarly, Anne also started writing her diary in the year 1942 amidst the Second World War. So, Anne Frank, she represents, her diary represents a remarkable concept of the last 2 years in the life of a 13-year-old schoolgirl. She was shy and she was very introvert girl. She who made the diary writing her part of her existence. It becomes a part of her expression. She mentioned her loneliness through her diary. In a way, she expressed her heart and revealed her inner self through the diary. The diary contains her innermost feelings, her thoughts, observations about the people who lived around her. So diary also revealed, her diary also depicts her as a keen observer and a girl who had a love for writing with depths and feelings. So students, let us start with the text. It is in your first flight book in page number 50. Writing in a diary is a strange experience for someone like me. Why is it strange experience for Anne Frank? Because of the two reasons. The first reason is that she is writing the diary for the first time. And the second reason is that she thought nobody would be interested in the musings of a 13-year-old schoolgirl. What is musing? Musing means thought. So she thought that nobody would be interested in the thought of a 13-year-old schoolgirl. But it doesn't matter to her at all. She feels like writing because she has an even greater need to get all the things out of her chest. So she had a need to get rid of all the thoughts from her chest. So she started writing her diary. Paper has more patience than people. I thought of this saying on one of those days when I was feeling a little depressed and was sitting at home with my chin in my hands, bored and listless. Listless means with no energy or interest. Wondering whether to stay in or to go out, I finally stayed where I was, brooding. Brooding here means sad or depressing. Yes, paper does have more patience. See, the line has been repeated twice over here. Paper has more patience than people, and after that paper does have more patience. Here the line has been repeated to give emphasis. As Anne believed that people are not generally interested in others' life as they are stuck with their own problems, with their own worries. So it is hard to get someone who can give importance to, with whom we can share anything and everything. People feel bored and they become impatient when we talk about our feelings with them. On the other hand, when we write our feelings and thoughts in a diary, paper does have more patience because it listens to us patiently and carefully. On paper, we can write anything and everything and it doesn't react, it doesn't judge us. We can share all our feelings, our thoughts, observations, happy and sad moments with the paper. It never gets bored or stops us from writing. It behaves like a true friend and listens to us very patiently. She thinks, so that is why Anne thought that paper does have more patience than the people. She wanted to have a patient listener with a sympathetic heart with whom she can share all her inner thoughts and her feelings. So, I do not have a friend. She doesn't have a friend in her life, so that is why she started writing the diary. So students, if you are feeling that she is one of the most lonely girl in the world, then you are very wrong. She is not one of the loneliest girl in the world. She is not lonely at all. Why? Because see, in the next paragraph it is written that I have loving parents. She had loving parents and a 16-year-old sister, Margaret. And there are about 30 other people whom she can call friends. She had a loving family, loving aunts and a very good home. But she still feels like having a special friend with whom she can confide anything and everything. Confide here means to tell personal things and thoughts to someone whom you can trust. So, Anne is just a girl like you, like your age. She is going through some difficult situations of her life, but she is just a girl like other girls of her age. She also wants to share all her thoughts, feelings, observations to someone who can be very trustworthy, who can be very reliable and compassionate at the same time. And so she too feels lonely at times in spite of being surrounded with many friends and family members. There is an empty space in her heart that always craves for a true friend with whom she can share all her thoughts and all her secrets without any inhibitions or without any restrictions. She is just like other girls of her age, bustling with enthusiasm and to express herself and to share, to show the entire world her creative ability. So to enhance the image of this long-awaited friend in my imagination, I don't want to jot down the facts in this diary the way most people would do. But I want the diary to be my friend, and I am going to call this friend Kitty. So jot down here means to write down. So Anne always cherished an image of a true friend in her heart, and she waited for that true friend for a long period of time. So the diary filled up that empty space in her heart. So to give the diary more human qualities or more human attribution, Anne started calling it Kitty, so that she could talk to her just like a real true friend. Then come to the next page, that is 51. Since no one would understand a word of my stories to Kitty if I were to plunge right in means to start immediately. If she starts immediately, nobody would be interested. So that is why she decided to provide a brief sketch of her life, as much as she disliked in doing that. But still she decided that she would provide a brief sketch of her life at the beginning of her diary. So here in page number 51, we will see that Anne is giving a very brief sketch of her life. So her father was the most adorable father that she had ever seen. Adorable here means affectionate. He was married to her mother when he was 36 and she was 25 years old. Her sister Margaret was born in Frankfurt in Germany in 1926, and she was born on 12 June 1929 in Germany. She lived in Germany until she was 4 years old. Her father emigrated to Holland in 1933. Her mother, Edith Hollander Frank, went with him to Holland in September. while Margaret and she were sent to Aken to stay with their grandmother. Margaret went to Holland in December and Anne followed her in February. When she was plunked down meaning is written in your book only, it means put down in a casual way on the table as a birthday present for Margaret. She started right away at the Montessori school in Holland. She stayed there until she was 6, at which time she started in the first form. And in the sixth form, her teacher was Mrs. Cuperus, the headmistress. At the end of the year, they both were in tears as both of them bade farewell to each other. So they shared a very close relationship, they shared a very close bond with each other. So both were in tears when they said heart-wrenching farewell to each other. In the summer 1941, Grandma fell ill and had an operation. So her birthday passed away with little celebration as the grandmother was very close to Anne Frank. So that year there was very little birthday celebration. Grandma died in the year 1942. No one knows how often I think of her and still love her. So there is a soft corner always there in Anne's heart for her grandmother. This birthday celebration in 1942 was intended to make up for the other. Grandma's candle was lit among the other candles to commemorate her, to remember her, and decided to light one extra candle for her grandma. The four of us are still doing well. Who are these four of us? Edith Frank, Otto Frank, Margaret, and Anne. That brings me to the present date of 20 June 1942. From this day, we will see that Anne would start writing her diary.